So everyone on the internet loves to bash Illinois. High taxes, politics, people leaving. There's a whole mess of reasons why people love to bash Illinois. If you scroll through social media long enough, you'd think Illinois is clearing out completely. But here's the reality that nobody talks about. People are still moving here. So why would somebody move here when the internet's constantly telling them not to? In this video, I'm going to walk you through the real truth about living in Illinois. The good, the bad, the reasons you would or would not want to live here. So if you're thinking about relocating to Illinois this year, especially if you're looking for things like land, acreage, ranch, things like that, this video will help you from making a very costly mistake. If we haven't met before, my name is Matt Haar. I'm with the Home and Ranch Brokers with Coldwell Banker Real Estate Group in Illinois, and we specialize in helping people relocate from other places of the country to Illinois and make that transition as seamless as possible and get you somewhere where you want and need to be, somewhere that makes sense for you rather than just kind of throwing darts at the wall and seeing where it hits. There's a lot of things to consider when you're moving here. Taxes are different all over the place, soil types are different all over the place, and depending on what you're looking for makes a difference on whether soil type even matters for you. You can get away with a lot cheaper if soil types doesn't matter for you. You can get away with a lot cheaper ground, with a lot cheaper taxes, and do something that's a lot more affordable for you and easier to make your move here. A lot of the time when people call me and they're looking to make a move here, they're confused because they read the headlines on the internet and I hardly ever see anything good in there. But the buyers that I work with every single day are seeing something much different. They're seeing opportunity, they're seeing affordable land, and they're seeing communities where people still know their neighbors. They're seeing a lifestyle that's getting harder and harder to find in other parts of the country. So today, I'm going to break down the real truth about moving to Illinois. One of the biggest reasons that people are still moving to Illinois is something that surprises a lot of people. Land is still pretty affordable in a lot of places. I'm not talking places like, right next to downtown Chicago or anything like that. It's not, you've got to get out a little ways to get that affordability, but it is still affordable in these small community areas where people are still a rural community with rural values. If you compare to states like Colorado, Tennessee, now 20 years ago, even 10 years ago, places like Tennessee, you could get land dirt cheap everywhere you go. Pretty much outside of Nashville, the whole rest of the state, you could get land for pennies on the dollar what you could pay in Illinois. Not the same thing anymore. Everybody has had that same idea over the last 10 years and going to Tennessee, and it's inflated the prices out there like you would not believe. The pricing has become too aggressive for what people can actually afford. Even places like Texas, people might think they could go down and get something cheap in Texas. I got news for you. Texas is sometimes 3 to 5 times more expensive than most of these places in Illinois that you could get. You can still find properties in Illinois, 10, 20, even sometimes 50 acres with a house on it, that in other states sometimes would not even buy you a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom house in town. That's a big deal for buyers that want horses, sheep, cattle, or maybe just a little space out in the country away from town just to enjoy their quiet space out there. In many rural counties in Illinois, it's still possible to buy land, start a ranch, start a farm without spending $1 million. And for buyers coming from other high-priced states, Illinois can feel like a major upgrade at a discounted price. Everything funnels right through Illinois from East Coast to West Coast. We're the transportation hub of the world pretty much. So one thing that means is that you're within driving distance of airports, train stations, high-paying jobs. So you want to keep those things in mind. You may want to be living in a rural area, but be within an hour of a good high-paying job to be able to afford a comfortable lifestyle like you plan on. It also makes a difference for people who travel for a living. Maybe they move livestock, haul livestock all over the country. There's a lot of opportunity to hit major highways and get right where you need to go pretty quick. Number 3, small town culture is still alive. Another thing that people relocating here are very surprised of is the amount of small town culture. So I'm talking things like county fairs, racetracks on Friday nights, dirt tracks if you're into racing, all that kind of stuff for entertainment. Small town movie theaters, just a much more rural, old-timey feel where people still live the way you wish they did today. And if you're raising a family, many buyers feel that these small rural areas are much more family-friendly places than the big metro areas. Now let's get into the real downsides. This is the part that most agents won't talk about, or anybody else that's involved in the real estate industry of people moving from out of state to Illinois. Illinois does have some real downsides. There's higher taxes. Regulations can vary significantly depending on where you're at and what county you're in. If you move here without understanding these different regions, you can make a huge mistake and be somewhere that doesn't fit your budget or your lifestyle at all. Illinois is not one single market. The Chicago suburbs, central Illinois farmland, and southern Illinois can be completely different in terms of cost per acre, taxes. Central Illinois farm ground and southern Illinois can be completely different places. So that's why understanding those different regions are extremely important when you're moving here. So is Illinois perfect? No, I don't think anywhere is. But for the right buyer, especially someone looking for land, rural communities, small town living, country living, hobby farm type lifestyle, Illinois can provide some of the very best in the country. So Illinois still has affordable acreage, strong agricultural communities, and a good central location. All very good things to look for when you're trying to relocate from another state. If you're thinking about making the move and relocating to Illinois anytime soon, please reach out to my team. We can help make sure, it doesn't matter what part of the state you're looking in, we can help make sure that you are going after the places that make sense for your budget and that make sense for your lifestyle. Now, if you want more videos about relocating to Illinois or living in Illinois, you want to see what living in Illinois looks like, even if you want to reach out to me and say, hey, could you go explore towns like Morris, Mazan, maybe you want to be a little farther north in Plainfield, or even down in southern Illinois, down, around Marion area, and down into the southern tip. Just reach out to me and let me know what you'd like to see. My team will go out and personally take you on a virtual tour. If you don't have time to get here to look at something, we can show you what it looks like, by Zoom call or something like that. And if you're looking for more videos about living in Illinois, moving here from other states, maybe you want to see a specific area, places like Morris, Illinois, Minooka, Shanahan, down into southern Illinois, south of Marion or the Marion area, if you need to be in a little busier town. I cover from the northern part of the state down to the southern tip. So all you got to do is reach out to us. My contact info is in the information below. Just go ahead. Also, you're going to want to subscribe and follow along for the next video. I'm going to be posting these weekly so that people moving from out of state know that there's someone here with boots on the ground that can kind of get out into these properties and take a look for you, maybe do a Zoom call with you and show you what you're looking at without actually spending all the time and money to get here yourself. We can do it virtually if you need to, or if you do want to fly in or drive in and meet us out at these properties or these areas and these towns, we can definitely help show you around. So make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.